Yeah, to be honest, we didn't know anything until we went riding with Tom, and he said every 20 minutes. He said just keep loading it in.
I mean, he was pulling snacks out of everywhere. He was like, where's he get that from?
He was like a magician.
In March 2019, 2 warehouse operatives from Evans Cycles made a pledge to get some bikes and complete a 100-mile cycle ride together. With less than 6 months to train and prepare, this is their story. Every year, thousands of riders take on the biggest challenge UK cycling has to offer, the Prudential RideLondon. A 100-mile route which starts at London's Olympic Park and takes riders deep into the Surrey Hills, taking on some leg-burning climbs before returning to the capital to cross the finish line on Pall Mall. In 2019, with just 6 months to prepare, 2 newcomers with little riding experience are planning to take on the challenging ride. The Warehouse to 100. Paul and Colin's training gets off to a flying start with the help of their coach, former pro cyclist Tom Murray.
Yeah, so with Paul and Colin, we've been working more on their aerobic strength at the minute. So they're quite beginner cyclists. So we've been building their confidence by getting 2 to 3 sessions in, increasing the distance as we go along. So typically we're working around an hour a day. But what we've been doing to kind of achieve the endurance, if you like, is we've been building it day on day. So while we can't get out for 3 or 4 hours in one ride, we can make sure that their endurance is building up by doing back-to-back rides.
I think the hardest thing was just carrying on doing it. Like, you can go out and do a ride and it was like, yeah, we're just going out again and doing it. That's what I found hardest, to keep the momentum going.
The team mix both road and off-road riding into their training schedule.
Okay, Dad, Windsor ride's cancelled, so we're going to do a training ride. Start from my house, hopefully do 30 miles, meeting up with Paul halfway, hopefully. Don't forget, you still got the one on the left where you can drop down to the smaller ring. There you go. Now you can change up on the other one. Now we're cooking, La. That's 19 miles an hour. Okay, just approaching 20 miles. Oh, that wind's a bitch. That wind's a bitch. Did we do that mountain bike ride in the first month? That was the killer. Oh my god.
Yeah, so obviously it's a bit of a different discipline, so I found it really tough.
I think we all found it really tough.
To be fair, I think it put me off mountain biking. it seriously has. And
we only done 15 miles.
16.
Oh dear, well, I'm worried about a mile.
Listen, let's count, miles count. But yeah, it was just, I thought it was brutal. Didn't like it at all.
As the training intensifies, however, it becomes apparent that the pair are struggling with how to fuel their rides. Evans Cycle staff trainer Lewis takes them through a nutrition strategy for the day.
I want to talk with the guys about what they should be eating the night before the ride, where you're looking at kind of complex carbs. So you're talking about things like pasta, sweet potatoes. Do it a few hours before bed, just so you're kind of, getting up and raring to go the next day. Breakfast is always a tricky one because you're starting so early on the ride. Like, you guys are setting off about 5-6 a.m, which, at that time in the morning, you've got to eat a few hours before to get the energy in. I'm never hungry at that time of day, so it's quite tough. You want to go for some foods that you actually enjoy. So things like bagels with peanut butter, some kind of whole grain toast with poached eggs. I know you're a fan of that, so it's always good to get in the belly early on. And that'll kind of get you ready for the ride if you're starting a few hours later. Then the best thing to do is make sure you're eating plenty while you're out on the ride. You want to be eating something like a jam sandwich or a larger piece of food early, because otherwise, later in the ride you're not going to be able to feel like ingesting that amount of food. It's about keeping fueled regularly, so every 20 minutes or so we talk about eating. We've got a variety of options in front of us which are great, like saurine loaves, which are a personal favourite of mine. jelly babies, fruit pastels, you know, a kind of sweet that will give you a good kick. Bananas, nuts, just small things that you can get into your body quickly. And then towards the end of the ride, we've got some gels in front of us, which are going to give you that kind of kick right at the end when your blood sugar starts to drop and you're starting to kind of fade. So when you're getting into the late part of the ride, you want to be getting as many gels in you as possible just to keep yourself going. It's a very brief guide to the kind of nutrition you might want before, during and after Ride London.
We're as bad as each other, aren't we? We both rocked up, no breakfast, nothing, and just got on the bikes thinking we'd be able to do it.
And the thing is, we can't.
No, we can't.
You just, do you know what I mean? But you learn, or do we? I still struggle up the hills. I still feel as though I could do another set of lungs. But what I will say is I'm getting up to the hills further. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
I probably would say I am a bit fitter.
With 100 days to go until the Prudential Ride London, Paul and Colin have a long road ahead of them.